Hello, we are Geeks Assembled, and it's just me and Susan today. And we're talking.
Eccleston.
Oh yeah, well, yeah. So she's pining for the Eccleston. that guy there with the flowing locks behind Susan.
A great fantastic Manchester actor.
Yeah, today we are discussing a fantasy film from 2007, which was adapted from a children's fantasy book series. The film is The Seeker, The Dark is Rising. There's a few familiar faces in this movie. As I say, Christopher Eccleston playing the Rider. You've also got Ian McShane. You've got Francis Conroy, just to name but a few. So, without further ado, I'll go over to Susan with her opening thoughts on The Seeker.
All right. Well, I love this movie. It is a time travel movie. It's a time and space travel movie with a strong family story, like looped in because it sort of takes off on that Scottish thing, the seventh son of a seventh son.
Yeah.
That's a Scottish like idea that the seventh son of a seventh son will have second sight. In other words, extrasensory perception or like prophetic giftings or the ability to read in other languages, or all the sort of supernatural giftings. And so this takes off on that, and it also takes off on the idea of a child is empowered to be capable of overcoming himself, his own situations, his own emotions, and then actually able to vindicate family and vindicate thousands of years of strife and things like that. This is a really the reason that I really like it is because it's got it's really atmospheric. It's set in England, and even though there's a lot of American accents in it, it's just one family that's American. Everybody else is British, so that's brilliant. And the relationships, it's sort of like the Home Alone family. If they would have all stayed together for Christmas, there's a lot of like bumping elbows and hitting each other and stuff like that. So like that, it's just it's a really good piece of film, and it's not too long, and it's pretty fast paced, and it's magic. And so I really love it, and I really would strongly recommend people see it if they can, if they can get their hands on it, or if they can find a way to watch it. This is beautiful, and the cast is brilliant, and it's got lots of. It's set at Christmas, but it's not really a Christmas movie. It's not like Christmas is the idea. It's like vindication is the idea. And so, yeah, and with all of that, I turn it back over to you. What did you think of one of my favorite movies?
Well, I've never ever heard of it before. It passed me by back in 2007. I don't know why. It's an enjoyable movie. As you say, set at Christmas time, but not a Christmas movie. it's just the setting is good, an English village, with these warriors what have been defending through time, called the Light, against the evil warriors called the Dark. And of course, we say Christopher Eccleston plays the rider. He looks so ominous in all black, flowing hair, on the horse with his black mask across his mouth.
So good.
It's so good, but while watching it, I'm thinking, is this all he's going to do? Because he is a brilliant actor. Just to have him riding there on the horse, he's got to do a bit more. And thank God he did, in the guise of the village doctor. A film about time travel. Christopher Eccleston playing a doctor. that character gave him a bit more meat on the bone, shall we say, to play with.
Yeah.
Just having him playing the rider, I'd have thought, a bit of a waste of talent. But
they could have done it through like CG, like the Nazgul, right?
Yeah, so thankfully they gave him the other role of the village doctor, and where he sort of shone with a bit of comedic, bit of darkness, the way he just switches. I love that. And I've got to point out the main boy actor, child actor in this. What's his name? Ludwig, is it?
Yeah, Alexander Ludwig.
Alexander Ludwig. He's not American, Susan. He's Canadian.
All right, I apologize.
Because I know what you Americans and Canadians are like. Oh,
there he is.
Yeah, there he is. He's been in, what is it, the Hunger Games and Race to Witch Mountain and stuff like that. But I think this was his first big major movie role, I think. But say you've got Ian McShane as one of the Defenders of the Light, and Francis Conroy, and James Cosmo.
Yay!
Stalwart of TV and movie.
You know why it's got James Cosmo in it?
Go on.
Because it's a Danny Boyle movie. No, I'm sorry. Never mind. Because it's supposedly Scottish.
He's Scottish, yeah, he's Scottish. He's definitely Scottish.
I know those two jokes backwards. That was a joke for the next movie.
Oh no! We don't just throw this together,
Such an idiot.
Yeah, it is, and that's what it is. It's a tale of light against dark. Their fight between each other through the centuries, through time. With the young boy, is it Will? Was his name Will? The character, can't remember now. But who discovers these powers of what this seventh son gains, and he becomes the seeker. He sees the signs. He has to collect these signs. But he's not a seventh son of a seventh son, or is he? Because it's disclosed that he is really, because he was a twin, wasn't he?
Yes.
But which the Dark, the rider, stole away when he was an infant. So, and it is, and the visuals in this are brilliantly done. I don't think they go over the top with CGI, really. I mean, the ravens, or is it the crows? I don't know what they are. Those birds flying about, and that's mostly all CGI. We know that, but you've got all the effects with the water, the ice, and where the darkness is sort of winning, and it's just covering the world is just in the grip of the darkness. And as much as Christopher Eccleston comes across as the evil character in this, you can't but not love him, really.
I know. It's true.
I mean, I don't know if any sequels are planned. I've read up on this, and it doesn't say anything about sequels. I know the fans of the books wasn't too pleased with this movie because it sort of ignored all the material in the books. So it didn't really have much to do with the books, as in it, the title and the characters, and that was it, really. I think. So, Susan, favorite moments?
Yeah, you mentioned the ice. I love it when the icicles are like falling on the people, and he gets a glimpse of the sign up at the top. That was amazing.
Yeah.
And um, I love how connected he felt to Maggie because he found her scarf, and his sister was like, "Go talk to her, go talk to her," and then she ends up going out with his brother.
You see, that's one of the things in this movie. Maggie, look on the bus, loses scarf, picks the scarf up, and then he meets up again. I got it straight away from even on the bus. She's no good.
Yeah.
Straight away. They didn't hide it well enough for me.
Oh, okay.
I don't know about you. I don't know if you clicked onto that straight away.
No, it wasn't a matter of whether or not she was good or bad. It
She was
was
a witch. She was a witch.
she was a witch, and she was and she was making a connection with the younger brother, with
Yeah.
Phil, and then she ended up going out with James Stanton or Robin Stanton, one of the older brothers.
You've got Stephen, Max.
This one.
Was it James? It's one of them, isn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, she ended up going out with him, and so I mean, I'm just like, I really liked how conflicted that made him, and then he went out and blew up part of the windmill in the village.
Yeah.
I'm like, great. This kid is already exhibiting characteristics of the dark. I mean, here he is doing massive property damage in a quaint English village.
Yeah.
And his mentors sort of blew it off, and so that was different. Anyway, so yeah, that was a good part, and then another good part was when he and his sister were caught up in the time jump and ended up back in Scotland or back in England in the around the time of the Vikings or something.
Yeah, it was the Vikings. Yeah.
Yeah, and their invasion of the beautiful island, and so I don't know, like that was interesting too. Like I love the fact that the cat gave it all away and stuff. It was like, yeah, I really liked that story so much, and so yeah. Uh, what were your favorite moments, Lee?
Well, I say I like Ian McShane. He's brilliant in what he does. But for me, also, well, you've got Frances Conroy. She's one of my favourite actresses. I mean, I love her in American Horror Stories and Horror Story and stuff like that. Because she's weird. She's a weird actress, but
Yeah.
I like weird, and to see her in this, I thought great, because it just made me want me to want to watch it more. Because
Great cast.
yeah, great cast. Favorite moments, as you say, with the
Speaking of cast, did you know? Had you seen Jim Piddock in anything?
Jim Piddock. Now I'm
The
just
guy who played Old George.
Jim Piddock. He was the partner with
Dawson, with James Cosmo.
His face rings a bell. You're going to tell me.
No, I was just wondering.
He was in Lethal Weapon 2, Independence Day. Austin Powers Gold member.
I don't really remember him in anything, but
The
he
Prestige.
did a great job too.
Yeah. So he's been in a few things.
Okay, I'm sorry. Back over to you. I just go on with your favorite moments. I'm sorry for interrupting.
Your camera's gone off. Oh, there you are. Magic. I did, as I said, I loved it when the weather, the dark was winning. The way he froze everything.
Yeah.
Everything was freezing, and he got everybody in the mansion, caught in the mansion, and and then he started to melt everything with the flood. That was a great scene with all the water.
Yeah.
Especially with the fight scene with Will and Maggie. But I did like the Dark, or the village doctor's mother.
Oh yeah.
Have you met my mother? And then all these snakes going from over her shoulder, and that scene, all them snakes, just all over Francis Conroy, Ian McShane.
Snakes.
Oh, loads of snakes. I mean, it was sort of a mixture of Raiders of the Lost Ark and National Treasure movies, with all that sort of adventure, so them sort of scenes I loved.
Yeah.
And anything what's set in an English village,
yeah,
it just adds a little bit more to it. So yeah, and I did like, as I've said earlier on, I did like the side of Eccleston's character, the village doctor, where he can heal Will, because he sprained his ankle, didn't he? Heal Will's ankle just like that, by putting his hand on it. If you will help me, I can help you. But if you don't, and then he squeezes his foot again, and it just starts to go all black. It just shows you how
just in the nick of time, his mother walks in, and
yeah,
and it returns to pink skin right away.
It was a fun watch. I wouldn't say it's a big epic blockbuster of a movie. It's a quaint movie, a very quaint fantasy movie, which, as I say, I'd never seen before. So I think, did we just pick this one randomly?
No, I like it.
No, did you? Oh, so you suggested it, did you?
Yeah, I really like it. It's good because it's got Eccleston, and it's good because it's got a lot of cool time travel in it.
Yeah.
Like he walks forward from a winter's evening into a summer's day, and then it goes way back into the invasion of the Vikings. And
I mean, talking the Vikings, how old is that cat? The kitten, what the young lass took from the age of the Vikings to present day.
Yeah.
Through the that's one of the oldest cats in the world.
I know, right?
So, have you done your favourite moments, Susan?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
I like the
I think,
icicles after the big freeze. They became mist.
yeah, because there were sort of missiles aimed at Will's father, wasn't they?
Yeah,
And it was sort of up to Will to sort of get his father out of the way and save his father.
and everybody else. He kept pushing everybody out of the way of the icicles.
Um, I've got a question though.
Yeah.
I know it's a fantasy movie and all like this, but how do you explain to everybody where your twin brother has been for the last 13, 13 years?
Oh no. He's been in England, obviously.
In a snow globe?
Well, yeah, that would be a little awkward. And it would be a little awkward. I mean, it must have been really awkward for, I mean, obviously the kid had to be dressed and fed and stuff. So perhaps the writer shrunk down and went in there and fed him and gave him clothes, changed his diaper when he was a pipsqueak,
Talking to speak.
taught him to speak, taught him to walk.
So really, he could have grown up a disciple of the dark.
Yeah,
Oh, they could have had a sequel to this.
they could have.
Well, they didn't.
Oh, they could have. There were some threads.
Yeah.
I mean, all the characters came back at the end, and so there could have been more character jeopardy for the assistant, the mentors and stuff. I don't know.
And the dark wasn't killed.
The dark wasn't killed.
The rider, he was banished in a snow globe to the depth of the water.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And it would have been really cool had the twin brother found the snow globe in the water and picked it up and then said, "Oh, it's you, my father," and broke him out.
yeah. But it's I also do like it is that Christmas doesn't take over.
No, I know.
It, so you can set a movie or a TV thing at Christmas and not go over the top with the Christmas theme. You can. So it just proves you can do that. It's not overkill. So that was a good thing about it. So
So it was written by a guy by the name of John Hodge, and it's based on the book, the novel by Susan Cooper.
there's 5 books in the series, and this was apparently based on the second book.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't know if you was going to adapt a movie from a book, you'd use the first book, wouldn't you?
I don't know. There was lots of decisions.
Yeah, but I'd say the fact,
The material in the book,
yeah, but
just loosely based on.
very loosely according to the fans. So
Yeah. And it's directed by a guy named David Cunningham, but I've never heard of him.
and produced by Mark Platt, but not the Mark Platt we know.
Not the Mark Platt who writes Doctor Who stories.
No.
Ooh, right.
So I think we have actually talked about nearly everything in this movie now.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
did like,
the signs on the belt. That was a really cool,
yeah,
thing.
and discovering the final sign was himself.
So
Yeah, and no wonder the rider couldn't find all the signs. So there's a little bit, a little
empowerment.
yeah, that's the word. So we'll go to final say and score, shall we? For the Seeker, the Dark is Rising. Susan,
All right, I will give this. I'll give this 9.5 signs on a belt out of 10, and I really do love this movie. I, I, I would. I was. This is beautiful, lovely England, and the other one that I wanted to watch this week was Revenger's Tragedy, which is set in Liverpool, and it's really
Yeah.
grungy and stuff. So I mean, I was like, let's watch this because it's beautiful and it's really magical. Oh my gosh, it's so magical. I love it. And so yeah, it's definitely 9.5 signs on a belt out of 10. And the only reason it's not 10 is because, you know, it is it is at its core a kids movie, and but anyway, so back over to you, Lee. What's your
Well, I enjoyed it. As I say, never seen it before. Um, I'm not sort of a big fan of fantasy movies involving kids, and I like fantasy movies which are a bit darker. You know, like Conan the Barbarian or Beastmaster, stuff like that. That's sort of
right?
fantasy movies I like.
Okay.
So, but I enjoyed this. I did enjoy this. So I'm going to give it 9 typically English Francis Conroys out of 10.
Oh,
With a nose in the air, looking through her glasses.
yeah, she is
I,
cool.
I love that woman.
She is so cool.
She is, she is. And she's not, and a lot of people don't really know her name, know her name. But she's done some wonderful things. Check out Joker from the start.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So that is our little review of
Well,
the sequel. Um, I'd like to thank Susan for joining me and talking all things about this movie. You guys out there, please leave a comment below. Let us know what you thought. If you've seen the movie, let us know what you thought of the movie. And if you haven't seen the movie, as Susan said earlier, go out there and try and find it, and watch it. We do recommend. We do hope every movie we talk about, or every TV we talk about, or any audio we talk about, or any music album we talk about, you go out there and give it some welly and check it out,
yeah,
because this is what we like to do. We like to throw this out there onto the internet, and you think, oh, that sounds good. I'll watch that. Thanks to Geeks Assembled.
yay.
because we do talk a lot of varied stuff. It's sci-fi, it's horror, it's comedy, it's
Animation, which
some,
Ethan loves animation.
oh, yeah, he does, yeah. Film noir, anything, even classics from the 30s, 40s, musicals.
Yep.
We just because that's what I like about this group. We're across the board. We can be, one week we're in sci-fi land, next week we're dancing up and down singing a song in a musical. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, so if you'd like to join us, please leave a message, in the comments. Contact us. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You know, so because we do need some new faces. So if you want to be on our team in our group, just get in touch with us.
Yeah,
Because
Christopher Eccleston, if you feel like coming on our podcast, go.
oh, she's swooning again.
Yep.
Um, and also on YouTube, if you've subscribed to us, please press the bell notification button. So every time we put up a new video, you'll get a notification. A little ding will come up and let you know that we've put a new video up. We've put up maybe 2, 3 a week. It depends how I feel. Well, actually, it depends if I remember. Um, sometimes I forget, but you know. And so I think we've done all the spiel, haven't we, Susan? Is that it? Is there anything else we need to say?
No.
No, that's it then.
Oh,
So until
hit the notification bell.
I've just said that, don't you listen to a word I say?
Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't.
Typical. So until next time, folks, please be safe and remember, the dark is always there behind your shoulder.